Dude, him
Dude.
versus Cyril Gahn, that's very interesting.
For sure. And I know the power is going to translate over to heavyweight. That's not going anywhere.
100%,
He'll be able to
man.
flatline heavyweights.
100%, especially with zero weight cut.
Yeah.
Talk about that. That co-main event, Cyril Gahn taking on Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira.
Yeah, but stop it right there, though, too, Kamaru. I even think that's wrong. I think there's so many contenders at light heavyweight for Pereira to go through. You know, I just feel like there are still a lot of names to be taken out before there is a big matchup at light heavyweight. But I also get it.
There was one name.
Well, there's a lot, man. There's Oldberg, who he's never fought. Of course, he could beat him.
Yeah, Oldberg.
There's Hamzat Chimaev. If he defends that title at
Hamzat's not there yet. So right now, there's only one guy.
But it was something in the making where they're both kind of tweeting to each other or whatnot. And then two, I think even fighting for an interim title. I think if anything, and then just check this out. If you are going to fight for that third belt, it's got to be the undisputed belt, man. It takes a little bit of what being a triple champ is, and he's also going up against a dude that was already popping up the undisputed champ. So, I can see where the odds are actually coming from. So I just feel like if Pereira was to stick around at light heavyweight a little bit more, fight undisputed right away. No more interim, none of that. He just waits and he's granted that.
I'm trying to understand. So you're saying that he should be granted that only if he sticks around light heavyweight a bit longer?
I would say a fight or two, yes.
But Henry Cejudo, you're asking Alex Pereira to hang around for what could be, for maybe Hamzat comes up or not. Maybe
and maybe not Hamza. What I'm trying to tell you is you take your chances. You take your chance.
Gain on Proton, bro. I think it'll be a fun fight. I think Gain shoots on Proton, though. A lot of people think it's just gonna be kickboxing, but I think Gain might try and switch it up for him, like how Francis Ngannou did to Gain. Tripped him out, confused him a little,
I'm not counting Alex Pereira out here because Alex Pereira does have the power to really change things. And listen, he is definitely, your confidence is at his all-time high. Listen, no one can tell you anything about your abilities and what you can or can't do. Because if that was the case, then we felt this way when Alex Pereira said he was wanting to go to light heavyweight. We felt this way. We don't know how he would do. No, he dominated that weight class. So I'm not going to feel that way about him going to heavyweight, especially when that heavyweight division right now is kind of struggling with the depth in the talent that they have. So I think this is a good thing for that heavyweight division to throw Alex Pereira in the mix there. Now you've got Tom Aspinall. Now you've got Cyril Gahn. You've got Alex Pereira. Not to mention you've got Waldo Acosta. So there's guys there. You still got Curtis Blades in there. There's guys there. So I get it. I like it. But listen, this card, I like it.
Fight, obviously, Alex Pereira going up to heavyweight is something that's been long discussed, and I guess the big thing is, like, is he going for history? Is he not? It's the interim belt. Like, if he wins this fight, are you going to consider him the first 3-division UFC champion, or does he have to get undisputed?
I would.
Yeah?
I would. I absolutely would.
Even though it's interim.
Even though it's interim. I mean, like, interim, like, yes, like, the difference is just putting a word in front of it. But it's like Cyril Gahn is still champion. Well, and that's another thing too, right? What we have to find out is Cyril Gahn championship level material. Like, skill wise, I do believe he is, but mentally and just emotionally and with his entire being, is he championship level material? And that's what we want to find out, because we've seen him lose against Francis, where he went in the fight, but just made the silly mistake at the end. And then we saw him completely lay an egg against John Jones. And that's not championship level material, but he's seemed to have matured into it. Now, when he was fighting Tom Aspinall, he showed championship level material fighting, even though it was a little dirty. And that's another thing. Can he fight cleanly with championship level material behind him? And that's what I want to see from him. But because he hasn't really shown that in the past, again, that kind of, for me, knocks it.
The fight sports world is absolutely losing its mind right now. And honestly, can you blame them? What we're witnessing feels like something that would have sounded impossible not too long ago. Alex Pereira and Cyril Gane are now set to collide in what's being called the battle at the White House, and it's a matchup nobody saw coming. We're talking about two of the most elite strikers in combat sports. Fighters who have built their reputations on precision, power, and high-level technique. Now, they're on a collision course in what might be one of the most shocking and exciting matchups in recent history. What makes this even more compelling is how divided the expert community already is. Analysts from around the world are split right down the middle, each side backing a completely different outcome. The big question everyone is debating is simple. Will Pereira's devastating knockout power, especially that terrifying left hand, be too much to handle? Or will Gane's fluid movement, almost ballet-like footwork, and calculated striking create problems Pereira hasn't faced before? This is the ultimate striker versus striker showdown, but at the absolute highest level.
They have to make do with what they have. They would have loved to have Jones on there, but I hope Alex wins. That's crazy. At 3 times, yeah. Gon's no joke, and Gon can dance around him. Gon's slick to knock him out as well. But I think Alex can knock him out too.
As the world gears up for this massive clash between Pereira and Cyril Gane for the interim heavyweight title, Chael Sonnen has stepped in with a perspective that's making fans rethink the bigger picture. Sonnen points out that if Pereira wins, and that's a very real possibility, there could be complications when it comes to unifying the belt with Tom Aspinall. Whether it's scheduling conflicts, contract issues, or behind-the-scenes complications, there's no guarantee that fight happens. And if that unification bout doesn't materialize, Sonnen suggests something huge. The interim belt Pereira could win might end up being recognized as the actual championship. That possibility adds a whole new level of intrigue to this fight. What's even more concerning is that the fight everyone truly wants to see, the one that would definitively settle the division, could slowly slip away. According to Sonnen, this isn't just speculation. It's a realistic scenario that could unfold, making this already massive fight even more significant and unpredictable.
That interim belt gets promoted to undisputed at some point. Now the other side of the coin, if you can't, let's just say Alex wins, right? And I'm not trying to pan surreal, but for the sake of the hypothetical that we're laying out here, let's say that Alex wins and you can't end up making the fight with Tom. Whether Tom's hurt or Tom's going down a dangerous road that I've seen before. It's a very dangerous road where I want to fight anybody. I can't believe this. You're the promotion. Bring me that guy. I deserve him. Bring me that son of a bitch. Make him do it. You got a contract with him. Lock us in the cage and let us do this.
Sonnen also dives deeper into something more psychological, the mindset of fighters and how it can evolve over time. That fearless, anyone, anywhere, anytime attitude that defines true competitors can start to shift, especially when external influences come into play. Managers, promoters, and advisors begin steering fighters toward safer fights, bigger paydays, and calculated decisions. And that's when hesitation creeps in. According to Sonnen, he's seen this pattern countless times. Fighters who once wanted to prove everything inside the cage slowly getting caught up in negotiations and delays that have nothing to do with fighting itself. Even though Sonnen believes Pereira still carries that pure competitive spirit, the real danger lies beyond just this fight. No matter who wins between Pereira and Gane, the heavyweight division could be left in limbo.